Oh, where is my, okay, all right, then this is it. So this is what Lynn and Miller said about it. Okay? They said formative assessment is used to monitor learning progress during instruction. That's what she said. During. You're not finished yet. Okay? Its purpose is to provide continuous feedback. That feedback is coming back to both students and teachers concerning the learning successes and failures. Feedback to students provide reinforcement of successful learning, the praise, okay, and identifies specific learning errors and misconceptions that are in need of correction. Feedback to teachers provide information for modifying instruction and for prescribing group and individual work. Okay? So it comes back to what we were just saying. Okay? Now, what about summative now? The opposite. This is not specific. This is not specific. This is just saying, and that's what I advocate. When I teach a unit, at the end of the unit, the test I give, that assessment, okay, is the summative one. Okay, now let's see what, yes?
The summative assessment can be I teach the student the adjectives, and then after I will try to get them the descriptive test. And assessing this.
And I think last year, Mrs. What is her name again? Mrs. Sonko and I, we did scaffolding writing. The scaffolding is important in the process. I want them to use this language in the task I want them to do. If I let them do it without teaching them that language, then the task will be more difficult. So, by scaffolding, I have an activity where I help them make sense of the structure they need to use before I move to the task. You are scaffolding, but you are still in informative assessment. Okay? So maybe the specialist says this. Says, summative assessment typically comes at the end of a course or a unit, where you give the test to grade and give grades. That's where you are assessing summatively. Okay? At the end of the unit, an instruction. It's designed to determine the extent to which the instructional goals. When I start that unit, I say by the end of the unit, students should be able to. Now, when I test mastery, I should test it against those outcomes I defined at the beginning. Okay? The goals that have been achieved and is used primarily for assessing course grades, certifying students' mastery of the intended learning outcome. When it's an exam, at the end, you succeed, Office Debug gives you your diploma. Okay? So, summative is always at the end of the process. Of course, when you do, like your first test, it's still summative, but you can analyze those results to still try to, like when we do remedial work, that's where we do it. Okay? looking at the result, looking at the areas where we need maybe to do some additional work, or if the student failed completely, even thinking of reteaching what we taught. This is also part of the remedial work. And there are strategies that you can even, some students who are more advanced could be teachers to others. You have many strategies that people use in competency-based learning, okay? That in primary school, that's the way they do their remedial work, with those strategies, that we borrow some of them as, let's say, secondary school teachers too. But this is oftentimes something we don't do, okay? Because we think that remedial work is just correcting the mistakes. It's beyond that. Maybe we'll try to build a presentation next year about that for people to make better sense of what it is.